Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing about mortality tables and how insurance companies are using these in mortality tables to calculate especially the premiums on the insurance policies. This is how our mortality tables look like. Basically it tells us probability of a particular kind of person surviving for a particular period of time. This will become more clear when we do some of the examples. But as of now, understand that insurance companies collect data from hospitals, nursing homes, dispensaries, and they come up with these kind of probability tables which are called as mortality tables. How to read this? Let's take up some examples which will make our understanding clear. What is the probability of 40-year-old male dying within 1 year? Let's make use of our probability table to calculate this. So for the question, we are interested in male. We are interested in male, that is 40-year-old male, and we want to calculate what is its probability that this person will die within 1 year. So from this table, you can see this column gives us the probability of person dying within 1 year which has already attained a particular age. So our answer is 0.002092. The second question is, what is the probability of male surviving till the age of 40 years? Again, for the answer, we are interested in male and a male who has already survived till age of 40, and its survival probability is given by this column. So you simply pick up this, which becomes 0.95908. Okay. Next is, what is the remaining life of 40-year-old male? Okay. Life expectancy is given from the third column. And again, for the question we are interested in male which is already 40-year-old. His expected life is 38.53. What is the average age of male who has survived till age of 40? This is nothing but the same question. It's this same question, the third question, but it has been phrased differently. Here we were talking about what is the remaining life for a 40-year-old male on an average, and here they are talking as in terms of total age. So total age becomes 40, which is already the number of years that person has already survived, and number of years he is expected to survive. So his expected age is 78.53. I hope with this at least we are clear how to read mortality tables. But we don't just need to read the mortality tables, we need to apply them for practical purposes. So let's do an example where we will see how insurance companies are using these mortality tables to calculate insurance premium. Suppose a male who is already 60-year-old wants to do a sum insured for 500,000 for a period of 2 years. Current interest rate in the market, or you can say risk-free rate in the market, is 3%. So company wants to calculate what premium it needs to charge so that company is neither at loss nor at profit, which is basically your break-even premium. So this is the bare minimum that company can offer to the person. Generally there would be a margin applied on it, but to apply the margin you need to know on what amount you need to apply the margin, and that amount is break-even premium. So to calculate break-even premium or break-even for anything, you need to match or equate expected inflows and expected outflows. Here inflow is premium and outflow is payouts. Now let's focus on payouts first. Since this is a 2-year contract, there could be two cases. Case 1, that person dies within 1 year. Case 2, person survives first year but dies within second year. In case person dies afterward, then the insurance companies are not liable to pay, since this is just a 2-year contract. So let's calculate probabilities of both cases. Case 1, where person dies within 1 year. We'll use mortality tables to calculate probability of a 60-year-old male dying within 1 year. Can we do that? Yes. So this table, you just simply need to read this table and you will get your desired value, which in this case is 0.011197. Okay. But now, if you see, there are two assumptions made here. Payout occurs halfway throughout the year and premiums paid annually at the beginning of year. These two assumptions make sense because for an insurance contract to be enforced, you have to pay premium at the start of the policy and every year at the start of or the renewal date of the policy. And payout occurs halfway throughout the year is also a sensible assumption because insurance companies are dealing with large number of people. They are not dealing with just one person. So some of the person will die at the start of the year and some of the person will die at end of the year. So on an average, you can say payout are occurring halfway throughout the year. Since payout are occurring halfway throughout the year, we need to calculate present value of the premium. So far we have calculated this value. Let's keep marking it with a different color. Okay. So far we know that probability of death in 1 year is this. In case this death occurs, then what is the expected payout? With expected payout would be your sum insured into probability of person dying. So this becomes probability into sum insured. Okay. So this is the expected payout for year 1. And as we were discussing just now, payout occurs halfway throughout the years. We need to calculate present value, which is nothing but the total amount divided by the discounting factor using the risk-free rate of 3%. Okay, so this gives us the payout for case 1, that is the case where person dies within 1 year. But there is one more case which can happen. Here the person survives the first year but dies within the second year. So here probability would be person surviving year 1 and dying in year 2. So here person surviving year 1 is basically 1 minus person dying in year 1. Okay, so this is one value, and that person needs to die within the second year. So its probability will again be given by mortality table. Again we'll refer to mortality table. Here a 60-year-old person needs to die within next year, not in the same year but the next year. So this is your probability. It's same as saying that 61-year-old person dying within 1 year, because after 1 year age of person would be 61, and for case 2 that person needs to die within this year. Okay, so sometime when we are discussing about insurance, we need to use a language which may not sound very pleasant, that person needs to die or things and so forth, but then this is the nature of business. So this is how our cases are. We will have to use this kind of language here. Okay, so probability of person surviving in year 1 is this, and from the mortality table we have calculated, or we have picked out the value of person dying within the next year. If we multiply both of them, this becomes 0.0 1187. Okay, so your expected payout is basically your sum insured again into the probability of the case. Which case? Case 2, which is person surviving year 1 and dying in year 2. Okay, now again we need to calculate PV of premium because payout is happening mid-year. So in this case, payout will happen after 1.5 years. So which is basically 3 cycles or 3 half-yearly cycles, you can say. So this is how it will be calculated. You just discount it for 3 periods, and this becomes your present value of premium. Now your total expected payout is basically case 1 plus case 2. Okay, so it becomes case 1 plus value of case 2, and this becomes your total value. Okay, so now you know what is the expected payout. To calculate break-even premium, we need to know what is the expected inflow now, which is the expected premium. Premium for year 1 is certain because at the start of the policy, the very first day you get your insurance premium. So probability of premium receipt is certain, that is equal to 1. And now let's say, since we don't know what is the premium amount, let's call it as X. So expected premium at the start of year 1 that company receive is 1x, and its present value is also 1x because it happens right on the start of the policy. For second year, premium is uncertain, that is it depends upon person surviving year 1. So if person has died within 1 year, then he won't be able to pay the premium. So for premium, for company to receive premium in year 2, person needs to survive year 1. So here we have already calculated probability of person surviving year 1. Here we'll just pick up this value and multiply with X, which is our premium, to get the expected premium. But now this premium will be received at start of year 2, or you can say just at the end of year 1. So it has 2 half-yearly cycles, so we need to discount it. And once we have discounted, the present value of premium we have received is 0.95979x. So your total expected premium is X plus which is basically the case 1 plus case 2, and this becomes your total expected premium. For break-even premium, as we have discussed earlier, all we need to do is equate inflows with the outflows. Here we have equated the outflows with the inflows to get the value of X by simply dividing it. So basically what we are saying is this value is equal to 1.9579x. So X equal to this value divided by 1.9579. So your break-even premium comes out to be 5717. Now company will apply margin based on their policies and based on the competition in the market, but any premium charge below this would be a loss-making contract for a insurance company. So that's all for today's session. We'll see you in next session. Thank you and all the best for your studies.